everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are all doing very well. Oh my gosh, today it is Monday the 15th of January and whew, I feel like I haven't had a minute to actually sit down and breathe yet this morning because I have just been so busy. I'm currently just sat by the fire because I am so cold. So yeah, it's been a hectic Monday morning. So I've obviously had the landlord round. He has been fixing our outdoor fence because we had a really bad storm a while ago, and our outside fencing was quite old anyway, and it had been up for quite a few years, and basically it got blown down. So we obviously haven't had time to get round to fixing it ourselves, but the good thing is about private rent is any issues like that and your landlord will basically come out and fix it for you. So that is what he has done today. He has taken the old fencing down and installed us with some brand new fencing, and he's actually done a really lovely job on it and it looks amazing. The garden just looks a lot better now, and I kind of prefer this style of fencing that he's put up. Also, our dryer actually has gone a bit funny. So the plug basically it gets very hot when we use the dryer, and it's starting to smell like burning, and the plug has kind of gone a little bit discoloured. So I don't really want to use it because obviously in case of an electrical fire, I am just very paranoid about things like that. So I actually booked to have an engineer come out this morning. So he came out, and when he arrived, he came and obviously had a look at the dryer, and yeah, he's basically turned around and said that they have sent him without the parts that he needs. So they've sent him without the wire and also without the plug. So it's kind of frustrating because obviously he can't do anything, and yeah, I kind of need my dryer. So he's obviously gone, and he said he would contact me when he has spoken to his manager and they are able to sort him out with the right equipment. Even though obviously when you book on the website for a repair, you obviously have to list what is wrong with the dryer. So if it's the drum or whatever, you have to list that it's the drum, and they kind of just know what stuff they're going to need to bring with them. And yes, they basically haven't done that. So I am just waiting for them to contact me back, and I'm hoping that it's either going to be today or they're going to contact me first thing tomorrow, and they're going to be able to get somebody to come out either later on today or tomorrow, because I have a lot of washing to do and just not enough radiators to dry things on. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that they are going to come out and get that fixed, because I am desperate to use my dryer again. And obviously because of the weather, we are expecting snow, and it's -1 degrees. So it's not really the weather to be hanging your washing out on the line. So yeah, it's been a very hectic morning, and I just feel like it's been non-stop. The front door, somebody's been at the front door, and then obviously the landlord's been around the back knocking on, asking for things, etc. So it's just been a very busy morning. But yeah, anyway, I hope that you guys are all okay. I hope you guys are having a lovely Monday so far. But basically I am obviously off of work today and tomorrow on my rest days. As you guys will know if you watched my previous video, I actually wasn't very well last week, and now my husband isn't very well. It's just been a mad sort of week. It's just been, we've both just felt rubbish. So I obviously was off work Wednesday, Thursday and Friday last week because I physically just felt so ill. So obviously I had those days off, and then I was due in Saturday and Sunday. I went in for those shifts even though I did not feel like it in the slightest. However, I'm just one of those people, I always feel really guilty phoning in when I'm not very well. But I thought, you know what, I don't really want to be that type of person to leave somebody on their own on a weekend shift, because on our weekend shifts there's only ever 2 of us in, so I obviously didn't want to leave them on their own. So I went in, put my big girl pants on, and I went in. And although it absolutely drained me, because obviously I work outside, and obviously when you're ill, the last thing you want to be doing is working outside when it's super cold. Even though it absolutely pained me, I did it, and yeah, it's done now. I've got a break for 2 days, so I came home last night and obviously did my usual thing of deep cleaning all through the house, because I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I've been ill and I've just been laying around in the house, I always feel like there's just this horrible like energy, and I don't know, the house just doesn't feel clean when somebody's been ill in the house, or you know, because you tend to just not really care about things as much, so you kind of let things slide. So I gave everywhere a good deep cleaning yesterday, and yeah, it feels so much better and so much nicer. So very happy that I actually did that, and I've woken up today and I feel a lot better. However, I just really can't get warm in the slightest. So yeah, it's just one of those things that, I don't know, you just have to deal with. But yeah, I just thought that I would take you guys along with me for today and tomorrow. Just spend a typical kind of 2 days off with me, just see what I get up to. It's nothing really interesting. Excuse me, there's nothing really interesting. However, I am watching a very good series on BBC iPlayer at the minute, which I started watching gosh, I think Thursday or Friday when I was off of work, and it's actually very interesting to watch. When I first started watching it, I didn't really know what I'd made of it, and I didn't know what I thought of it. However, I've just started watching it again today, just whilst, because I can't really put anything that good on, obviously, with people constantly knocking on each door. So I thought I'm going to put it on and just try and see what I think, because there's a few influencers in there whose YouTube obviously I do watch, and I follow them on Instagram and different things like that, and their TikTok account, so I'm always like up to date with their socials. So it is called The Agency Unfiltered. So it's basically about this brand Aquarius, who are located in Scotland, like Glasgow area, and yeah, it's basically just a sneak peek into the influencers' lives. It's quite interesting to see, and yeah, it's been really good so far from what I've seen. Really taken a liking to the show, the programme, and yeah, it's just amazing to see like how hard people actually work for their platforms, and the different kinds of success that people have grown. And yeah, so I'm just basically just watching that, and I've obviously got the fire on behind me, which I don't really know if you can see properly, but yeah, it's keeping me warm. And yeah, I think I am going to make an iced coffee in a minute, and then I will also show you guys as well, because I'm making our favourite tea tonight, which is cheese pie. We both absolutely love cheese pie, so I will show you guys how I make that, and yeah, basically just take you guys with me. So I'm gonna make my iced coffee. I've just gotten all of my bits here that I am gonna need for my iced coffee. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I make my iced coffee, because I kind of make it in a weird way, but I just find this way so much better, and it tastes a lot better as well compared to the other techniques that I've tried. So yeah, I'm just going to show you guys how I make my iced coffee. Okay, so this angle probably is not the best angle to actually put you guys at to show you how I make my iced coffee. But it's just going to have to do. So I have basically got everything here that I need to make my coffee, and I just wanted to show you guys these glasses that I picked up from B&M's just before Christmas. These were £2.50 each, so I got 6 because obviously we host Christmas and we needed some decent glasses, so I picked 6 of these up, and these are incredible glasses to have. They are amazing. So what I'm going to do is I just use this caramel drizzle, and what I tend to do, my head is probably going to go out of the shot because unless I kind of crouch down because of the camera angle. So what I tend to do is just put loads of this, or however much you want, into the glass. So it basically kind of looks like that. And then what I will do, so grab a coffee of your choice. So I just use the Law coffee, and then you want to get just a standard mug, doesn't matter what mug. And then I take 1, 2, 3 spoonfuls, like teaspoons of coffee. I will then put in some milk into the cup as well, and then I will just add some hot water into there, and then I'll basically just give that a little stir. And then obviously that is going to be quite hot, so then what I do is I grab some ice cubes and I just pop maybe 3 in there just to cool it down a little bit. So that is kind of what you have. And then I usually use a blender. So in my blender, as you can see, I've put a few ice cubes in there already. So then what I do is I basically pour this coffee into here. And I've just made a huge mess everywhere. So it's still going to be a little bit warm. So what you can do is you can add maybe a bit more milk just to cool it a little bit. Give it another stir. And then what I usually do is put the lid on, and then I pop it on the blender for a couple of minutes until it starts getting a bit frothy. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to stop recording and then I'm going to come back when I've blended, because the blender is so loud and nobody wants to hear me blending ridiculously loud. So I will be back in a second. Okay, so the coffee is now all blended in the blender. Now in my glass, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some ice cubes in there. So it's entirely up to you how many ice cubes you want to have in there. That pot is like completely optional to you guys. It really doesn't matter. If you're not really an ice person, then you don't have to have ice in there. But I just like to add quite a bit, because I find it kind of keeps it cooler for longer. So what you're then going to do is you're going to take the lid off, and your coffee is basically going to be like really frothy. And then what I tend to do is just give it a little shake, just so it builds up like the froth a little bit more, and then it's super frothy. So then what I'm going to do in this glass, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of milk in the glass. So I've just filled it to there on my glass. So what I am going to do now is take the lid off, and I'm going to add this in to there. So I'm just adding a little bit more milk, and then just a bit more coffee. And this is what it looks like on top. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this coffee syrup. I'm just going to put a little dash of this in. So that's added in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some squirty cream on top. This squirty cream just does not come out very well. And it's super difficult to get out. Whoa. So I put my squirty cream on top, and then I'm going to take this sauce again and just sprinkle this, a bit more of this on top of the cream. And pop my straw in. This is where my whipped cream, it goes everywhere. And this is the finished product. I know that it doesn't look very appealing because my whipped cream has kind of come off, but it tastes so good. And then what I usually do is I like to give it a really, really good stir so that all the caramel sauce that I've put in mixes up and it just tastes incredible. And that is how I make my iced coffees. Just feeling super cozy right now and very happy. Okay guys, so it is about nearly 3:25. So what I am going to do now, I have got my onions ready, I have my bag of potatoes ready and my saucepan. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to peel all the potatoes and the onions, and I'm basically going to put them into a pan ready. So yeah, I'm just going to show you guys what I do basically. I'm probably going to time lapse this bit because you guys really don't want to sit here watching me peel onions and potatoes, so I'm going to time lapse this for you guys. So yeah. Sorry guys, literally as I said, I'm going to time lapse this for you guys. My battery died, but I am going to time lapse this for you guys now, so sorry about that. Some of these potatoes are such a weird shape, but we move. My hand is aching so much. This probably is the worst part about making cheese pie, is the amount of potatoes you have to peel. I mean, it is only one bag, but oh my goodness, my arm is killing. I don't know if it's just because of how big the potatoes are. I'm usually used to like really small ones in the bag, so it makes a massive change to have like really big potatoes in the bag. But yeah, nearly there. Eyes are streaming. I don't do very well with onion. But basically it's all prepped now. The potatoes and the onions are in the pan, so I basically just wait for the potatoes to go soft. Now if you don't really like onion, you don't have to put the onion in. It is just one of those things that I just tend to like to add into it. It's not really necessary and you don't really need them, but this is the pan. So as you can see, we've just got some potatoes and just some onions in there. With these onions, I always use 2 onions because they are pretty small and I like to fill the pan. And as the cooking kind of goes on, they just add a little bit of extraness to the cheese pie, and we obviously love the combination of obviously like cheese and onion. So for us it is pretty much a like win-win for us to have the onion in there. But like I say, if you're not a massive onion fan, you don't have to add the onions in. So I'm basically just going to wait for the potatoes to soften now, basically cook, and then what I will do is I will grate loads of cheese and I will preheat the oven to about 180 degrees. But yeah, I will show you guys that obviously when I get to it. So that is just basically the first step done and dusted. So the next thing that I am gonna do is, whilst I'm waiting for the potatoes, I am gonna grate loads of cheese because cheese is the key ingredient for the cheese pie. So you can basically use any cheese of your choice. It can be any cheese really, but we just tend to go either with Cathedral City, or we just buy the British mature white cheddar cheese from Aldi. So I will use all of this pretty much for the cheese pie because we like the cheese pie really cheesy. So I'm basically just going to grate loads of cheese, and again this is going to be, I'm going to time lapse this because you guys really don't want to see me grating cheese for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to time lapse this for you guys. So you can't even see me because of the smoke. So my potatoes are now done. So I am going to mash the potatoes. So I'm going to put some butter, some milk in. I'm going to mash them up and I'll show you how I basically put it in the tray. For this you can basically use, I like to use quite a lot of butter just because I like my mash to be very creamy and I just really like it that way. So, wow, got a right tickle in my throat. So I do use quite a lot of butter. Then just add in a splash of milk. And then basically just mash away. This part is now optional, so I like to take some cheese and just sprinkle a bit into the mash. So it's just basically going to give it a little bit more cheesiness. And then I just tend to mash that all in. Okay, so this really isn't a good angle. So okay, what I do now is I distribute my mash into like a glass Pyrex dish. So I just do a bottom layer, then I add some cheese, then I add a top layer of mash, and then to finish it off, a whole layer of cheese on top. Sorry guys, basically had to cut the camera because my phone started ringing and yeah, I thought it was someone to do with the dryer. Anyway, so now I have layered the cheese pie, so we do a layer of mash, then a layer of cheese, then another layer of mash, and then to finish with a top layer of cheese, and this is what it looks like before it's going to go in the oven. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and you basically just want to pop it in until like the cheese gets like that nice golden crust on it. That is when you know it is cooked and it's ready. But when it's done, I will show you guys, once it's finished, the final result. Actually had some snow last night. It looks so pretty outside when it snows. Just wish it'd snow a bit more, but it looks so pretty. I love that big tree as well, that you can see. Morning guys, I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. I don't actually think that I filmed much yesterday afternoon from my Monday vlog. I think the last thing that I showed you guys was my cheese pie, but I didn't actually say anything when I filmed the cheese pie. I think I just kind of just made a video looking at the cheese pie. I don't think I actually said anything, and I don't really know why I didn't say anything. I think I'd kind of forgotten, and I didn't really know what to say. But yeah, so it is Tuesday the 16th of January today, and it is currently 8:10 in the morning. I'm just sat by the fire. I've got my large cup of tea, which is incredible, and yeah, I'm just sat by the fire because it is absolutely freezing. And as you guys would have seen, we had a bit of snow last night. It's not a lot of snow, and it has predicted that we're going to have some more snow, but yeah, it's just absolutely freezing. I've just not long sent the husband off to work. He is not very well, bless him. And yeah, so I'm just sat here thinking about everything. I still haven't heard anything about the dryer. I have messaged them this morning and have asked for like an update, because I messaged them last night asking for an update and they said that they were still waiting. And yeah, I've messaged them again this morning and I've just had the same response, so kind of a little bit annoyed. So I've just put my first wash load in of the day, because obviously I've got my work uniform which I need to wash. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that the dryer was going to be fixed, because it's an absolute nightmare trying to dry things on the radiator, and especially when you've got things like towels, bedding, it's kind of difficult to dry those things on a radiator. And yeah, I kind of rely on my dryer for those kinds of things. I mean, like t-shirts and stuff I can hang up in the window and they dry really well, but like certain things I like to go in the dryer. So yeah, it's not really looking the best. And I obviously went on the little app thing where I obviously booked for the engineer to come out, and it's now saying that the next available date is Monday the 22nd of January. And obviously I'm at work, so it's not really looking very good for me at the minute. And I did have one of those close errors, but mine broke, and yeah, it was just super flimsy. So that ended up breaking. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we move. It's just one of these things that happen. Also, please excuse the fact that I look absolutely dreadful. I obviously haven't long woken up. I haven't done anything yet, and yeah, I just look horrendous. And yeah, I think today is going to be one of those days where I kind of just lounge around in my pajamas all day, because I don't feel like getting dressed today. And plus these pajamas are just super warm and cozy, so I think it's going to be a snuggle up on the sofa kind of day, watch some YouTube and just basically chill out for the day. And obviously I'm going to try and sort as much washing out as I can. And obviously we've kind of let the wash basket like fill up, because obviously we just assumed that the dryer was going to get fixed yesterday, and yeah, it still hasn't. So I'm hoping that they are going to come back to me with a good response, that they're going to be able to get somebody to come out and fix it today. I don't know, but I'm really hoping so. But yeah, let me know if you guys have had any snow where you are. I am obviously in the UK, and certain parts of the UK get hit a lot worse than other parts. And the part where I am, it's not really that bad, but the sky like really does look full of snow. So, and I keep checking the weather, and obviously it's saying we're going to have a bit more snow, which for me, like for us, it's a bit of a nightmare where we live when it snows, because we have to drive up a bank. So the anxiety that that gives me is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just hoping that, I kind of wish it just snowed on like the weekend when we're both off and we haven't got to go anywhere or do anything. But yeah, we did plan on going up the allotment this weekend, but if it continues to snow and it gets icy, then I don't think that we're going to be going, just because obviously of the drive there, and then we're not really going to be able to see much at the allotment if it's frosty or it snows anymore or it's icy. It's just not really going to be very safe. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I will check in with you guys in a little bit, when I think I'm going to make myself some breakfast soon and a smoothie. But yeah, I will check in with you guys, and yeah. Okay, so I don't actually know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but I don't know if you can kind of see like over there, like the sunrise. I think it looks so pretty. Like, it doesn't really do it any justice, but yeah, I just think it looks super pretty. So I have just made a grape and banana smoothie and some scrambled egg with a lot of cheese. So I've just made my breakfast, and yeah, that's what I'm going to have for breakfast. It is 11:59. I have had an update from the, I was going to say manufacturer, not a manufacturer. Oh my god, what are they called? Engineer. So I've had an update from the engineer. He has said that it is going to be 1 to 4 weeks before my dryer is going to get fixed, because when he came yesterday, he said obviously that they had sent him without the correct parts. Now, that was a lie. He basically didn't have the parts. So instead of just saying, oh, you know, like I need to order the parts and then we'll obviously call back and check in with you and obviously arrange a, like, another appointment with you to get it fixed, they basically just lied. So yeah, quite frustrating when that happens. But nonetheless, I've just got to wait like a couple of weeks to get my dryer fixed. Update on the drying the clothes on the radiator situation. So I've had the heating on for about 3 hours now, which, as you guys will know, there is a cost of living crisis going on, and the thought of like constantly having to do this for the next couple of weeks just to dry my clothes, I'm not really dreading to see what our electric bill is going to be. So, but I've got to dry my clothes somehow, so it's just going to have to do. Anyways, I just thought that I would update you guys on that. I have actually gone up and just had, like, washed my face and brushed my teeth. I am now just sat watching some YouTube. I also have a big jug of water, not a jug, like a cup with straw. and I'm starting to feel a little headache coming on. I think it's just from stressing about obviously trying to get clothes dry and everything else. So I'm actually going to sit and paint my nails. I still look really rough, and I didn't actually notice, but when I was kind of sending like my videos through so I could obviously edit this and get it uploaded for tonight for you guys, I didn't actually realise like how like kind of red and pigmented my face actually looks throughout certain points of the day. If you guys know any like serums or moisturizers that I can use that is going to get rid of this like redness, because obviously with me having cysts and obviously having always struggled with acne growing up, like in my teenage years, I just seem to just always get really bad scarring and like really puffy redness on my face, and it's just not very flattering at all. So yeah, if you guys know any good serums that are affordable or that might be a little bit pricey but like really do what they say they do, please let me know in the comment section, because I need to find a good serum to get rid of this redness, because it just looks like I just basically look like a tomato, so that's not a good look. So I'm sorry that you guys have spent probably 2 days staring at my red face and I haven't really realised it. But yeah, and also, so what I'm going to do, I don't even know if I've said, I'm going to paint my nails. I think I've already said that. So I'm just going to paint my nails, and I think I'm just going to lounge out on the sofa for the rest of the day watching some YouTube, because obviously yesterday was quite a busy day. I have nothing planned for the rest of the day apart from just trying to get all the washing dry. But yeah, apart from that, there isn't really going to be much going on. So there's no point in me kind of vlogging anything, because it's just going to be boring content. But obviously I wanted to record yesterday because obviously I made my cheese pie, and just wanted to show you guys that because we absolutely love cheese pie. And yeah, so today's just going to be a pretty relaxing day, well, for this afternoon basically. And yeah, so I haven't got anything planned, but I hope that you guys enjoyed these sort of like 2 days with me that I've had off. I know I haven't really been doing much, but I just quite like watching people's like home vlogs and like chill vlogs. So I just thought, you know, it'd be a little bit extra content for you guys, plus you guys got an extra bonus in seeing how I make my cheese pie. So if any of you guys have been wondering how to make cheese pie, or if you guys follow me on Instagram and have seen me talk about my cheese pie, have seen me post loads of photos about my cheese pie, you guys now know how to make my cheese pie. But yeah, I just basically wanted to say, obviously if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account is private, but if you guys obviously want to follow me, then I obviously will accept your request. So this is my Instagram account. Don't even think it's going to focus. There we go. So that is my Instagram account if you guys want to follow me on there. And obviously take a look at some of my content that's on there. It's nothing really interesting, but I quite like the design and the layout of my Instagram. Also, if you don't follow me on TikTok, make sure to follow me on there as well. I am pretty active most of the times on my TikTok. I just take part in like random trends, or if I'm making something, then I'll show people on TikTok what I'm making. But yeah, I just hope that you guys have enjoyed these random 2 days with me that I have had off of work. And yeah, if I know anything more about my dryer dilemma, then I will obviously let you guys know in any upcoming videos that I've got coming. And yeah, obviously I'll just keep you guys posted, but don't forget to follow me on some of my other socials as well. And yeah, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, then make sure to go and check those out now. Also, don't forget to obviously like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!